Sean just getting released, and I was wondering, if you had any thoughts on, just Sean getting out, the whole situation, especially with it like almost being like 10 years since all of that actually went down. We would love to hear your opinion on, and your thoughts on that.
Well, opinions as far as like him as a rapper, or
anything you might be thinking about it.
Well, I mean, it's definitely good that he's coming home after that unfortunate situation.
No doubt.
And, I'm pretty sure getting deported was a disappointment, but it's better than being locked up.
Definitely.
Especially when there's money and the way business is now. And I tell my peoples this all the time. It's like, Puff doesn't only operate in the New York office, to get his business done. People do business all over the world. So if Sean has to be in Belize, there could be a studio there with Pro Tools and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Internet connection and, he
Video
lay his
be
vocals.
shot anywhere.
Right.
Exactly. Videos.
Right.
Half the dudes shooting their videos on beaches anyway, so.
Beaches
anyway. In fact, Cass is going to Belize to shoot the video.
Yeah, he's already there. So
he's already there.
Videos done. But yeah, I think it's a good thing. I don't know about him signing to Black Wall Street and what that's going to do as far as him as a rapper, because.
Now, does he have a deal? He has a deal right now.
Supposedly he signed to Gaines' label, Black
Wall Street. Did he?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and I don't know what that's going to turn into, because it's not like Sean has had this big success as a rapper.
Stellar career, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a totally different game now.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was sitting here thinking about, Vegas. It's like, I mean, it's almost like he's like the hip hop equivalent to like Rip Van Winkle. Like when this cat when he went down, I mean, it was like the turn of the century. Broadband wasn't even where it is right now. There was no such thing as MySpace. There was no such thing as Facebook. There was no such thing as an iPod. There was no such thing as an MP3 player, if you really think about it, let alone an iPod. And so much has changed. I mean, even I was wondering, like, do you think it would have been better for him to maybe from a business perspective just let bygones be bygones and maybe took a deal with Bad Boy? Because I definitely think the Bad Boy stock is even better than it was when he went away right now.
It is, but unfortunately it's good for Diddy. And not always.
It's always good for Diddy, right?
Yeah, like Diddy seems to just flourish when he comes out. But it's like everybody else, it's not that big of a deal, or, just period. Like maybe the Bad Boy name used to mean something, and for some people, if it doesn't, sound like that past work, then no.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I wouldn't. I don't think he should go back to Bad Boy, especially given the circumstances. I know that they had separate lawyers and all that stuff, and I don't know. It just seemed like everything wasn't cool between him and Puff after that incident. So
yeah, I would have hoped that. I mean, the way it went down, man, because Sean pretty much took a lot of that heat. For Puff.
Yeah.
And I was hoping that, and we were talking about it before you got on air with us, man. It's like those 10 years. I mean, look at what's happened in everybody's lives. Like Diddy was dating Jennifer Lopez at that time. She's been married to Mark Anthony so long, we don't even remember that they even dated. And I mean, just so many different things has transpired. And even Diddy's own image has changed since then, where he was like really much known as a roughneck in most people's eyes, and then, he ran the marathon, then got on Oprah, and he's just like a whole other cat right now. This is a whole other persona. So
actor and all of that.
Yeah, the acting career took off. A lot has changed in that 10 years, which I guess is the next question to ask you about Sean, and we don't want to make this a Sean show, but do you think that he, in the current state of hip-hop right now, even has an audience or can find an audience right now?
I think he has an audience. I think he has just as much of an audience as some dudes who kind of have that niche audience, like Joe Buttons, and like if you go on the internet, like Joe Buttons is king. There's a lot of dudes who follow him. I'm not really that impressed by everything I hear enough to be like, yo, he needs a major deal. But with Sean, I think he has an audience. I think, even though some dudes is, that's not gangster, forget that. Sean needs a Twitter account. I guarantee you, I would follow him. It's like, damn, you've been locked up, man.
You know what? And here's the funny thing. You say that, man. That is, not only does he can use a Twitter account, man, but if you think about it, man, hey, a reality show, the whole concept of reality shows. I would love to follow Sean in the reality show.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of ancillary opportunities for him, even beyond just being a hip hop artist. I mean, yeah, you're spot on, dude. I'd follow him too, to be as a matter of fact.
Yeah, like you said, with him being gone that long, like almost 10 years, there's a lot of kids out there who are saying, okay, Sean was signed to Bad Boy, he went to jail for this, but who is he? Why is he so important?
So important.
You know what I'm saying? Why all this attention? And that's where a reality show and a Twitter account could kind of reintroduce him to a newer generation. And, you know, he just stay in the studio and hopefully put together some heat. And, you know, he shouldn't have a problem. I don't think he would do big numbers because nobody's really doing big numbers.
Yeah.
Right.
But he definitely can eat.
Yeah, and you know, the roadmap has been set between like cats like even like Wayne, with just staying out there on mixtapes. I'm pretty sure his collabo credibility right now is bananas. Who wouldn't jump on a collabo with Sean right now at this stage?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I know Wayne would. Wayne would jump on with anybody. Right? So,
yeah, he better.
Exactly. So, yeah. I mean, getting off of Sean. So, at this stage, what we really wanted to find out, man, is just as one of the like I said, the tastemakers of hip hop, and you know, where do you see the game right now in your opinion? Like we'd rather you take the conversation wherever you want to take it right now. What is the current state of hip hop? Like if you were giving us a state of hip hop address right now, how do you see it? Where is it at? Where is it going? You know, both as an industry but also as a culture itself.
I think well, there was a point where I was somewhat in Nas's corner as far as the whole hip hop is dead thing, but you know that was around the whole Laffy Taffy ringtone song of the month, of the day, you know, cycle, and that was kind of depressing. But I think now it's a little bit more wide open, and you know, there's a lot of dudes who come out. Unfortunately, it doesn't all translate into sales for some of these dudes, but you have like Raekwon coming out with a sequel to an album that came out in '95 and receiving a lot of, you know, a lot of good, like, critiques of the album. Didn't translate into sales, but then you also have Jay-Z kind of satisfying another side, and lyrically, to me, you know, kind of satisfying what he usually does. But the game itself, I mean, like I said, I think I'm put it this way. If you look at my blog, it looks like I'm swinging each way every day. Because there's something that comes out that pisses me off. Then there's something that I'm hyped about. Like, I love a dude like Joel Ortiz because he's just raw. Not only because he's from Brooklyn. You know, that's
Brooklyn.
Right.
Not only because of that. But he's a dude who kind of reminds me of, you know, when you listen into hip hop, you know, you barely heard what the dude said. It just sounds so ill the way he spit it. Maybe you caught one line that you really have to rewind. It's not a cliche line like most dudes use now. But then you have cases where, and I didn't blog about this, but I put it on Facebook, where I'm kind of getting tired of Drake.
Vegas, you just read my mind. I was going to ask you.
Talk about that.
Talk about it.
You just talked about that.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, I was kind of feeling him when he first came out. I was like, yo, I like him. But now, as, you know, as an artist myself and a person who, you know, really gets into hip-hop, I'm looking like he really has nothing to say. And even the struggle, I'm getting tired of the struggle in his rhymes because I don't really feel his struggle because I'm from a struggle that's consistent with the history of most rappers' struggle, which is, you know, coming from the ghetto and not growing up with your father,